Welcome back everyone. Now today is a special day. I have got a collector's edition here. It's one I've wanted for since I first laid eyes on it, which was probably a year and a half ago, I'm gonna say. It's not cheap, it's pretty expensive. And the reason I'm asking if I've taken a risk on this is I've actually had this imported from the USA. There's two variants of this. It never really had a UK release. It was cancelled for whatever reason, but there was a game exclusive which came out in Ireland. So that's the European version we could get our hands on. There's also an American version. I believe it was a GameStop exclusive. I'm not sure. There's a slight difference between the two. There's pros and cons to both, but I've gone for the American version because I just love it. I think it's cool. I'm just hoping it's come in one piece. So this is taking about 3 weeks to come, I believe. It's around that, 3 or 4 weeks. It did get held up in customs as well, which I was expecting a big charge or something, but no, nothing. They must have just double checked it all over and then sent it out. I just hope they haven't damaged it. I really do. But before I get into that, I have had some other parcels as well, so I'm just gonna get into these. So we have this. This is an eBay purchase. And it is Abathor. So this is the collector's edition, I believe. Now this game has got a lot of popularity lately, which I'm gonna put down to the Retro Ghetto. So Retro Ghetto showed this on his channel, mentioned it, and all I saw all over Instagram and everything was people buying this game. And I'm not gonna lie, is it a bit of FOMO, I suppose, but at the end of every video, Retro Ghetto always does like gameplay. He plays a game, and without trying to sound too harsh, I usually zone out and don't really watch that part. Watch the video. When it comes to the gameplay, I'm just, I don't know, it's not for me as such. However, when he was playing Abathor, I wouldn't say I was glued, but I couldn't stop watching it, and I was watching him play this game, and I was like, that looks a pretty sick game. I'm going to pick up a copy of that someday. And then I was on the chat with Jordan and Rob, as always. Jordan said he just ordered a copy from CEX. It was the only one in stock. There was none in stock, but he had a notification to say it just come in, so he bought it. And I was like, do you know what, I'm just going to get a copy while I can. So I went to Amazon and eBay, and I noticed they did this collector's edition on the PS5, so I have grabbed that. Obviously, it comes with a few extra bits. I don't know what altogether. Physical game, instruction booklet, soundtrack, art book, some coins, so that's pretty cool. But I'll probably open that fully on another day when I'm prepared to play it. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I was quite engrossed when Retro Ghetto was playing that, so thought I'd give it a go. And then we have a parcel here, which is off Retro Smash TV. So I'm gonna give him a shout out for this. Go check out his channel if you haven't already. Slightly different to mine. He's more into charity shops and stuff like that, and flipping and building up that CEX voucher, which obviously I'm not. But speaking of CEX, it's a CEX bag, and he has sent me a nice box of cat food, which I cannot wait to eat. Nah, just joking. It's a lot bigger than what I bought something off him, and it's a lot bigger than I expected the box to be, but we shall see. Ah, now I see why. Right, so he had a Borderlands mask he was going to sell on Vinted. I said I might be interested, so he's obviously sent me this as a gift. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. That could be a nice display somewhere. Thank you for that, Chris, mate. Right, this is what I bought, and this is a gift off him. I knew he was going to be sending me this. I didn't know when, but it's here now. And that is a Red Dead Redemption poster, which I think is pretty sweet. It is actually double-sided as well. So there is two versions of that. So that is gonna, well, it was gonna go up on my door, but I filled it with other stuff. We'll figure that out. That will probably go on my door, and I'll move the other ones. Thank you for that, mate. And the item I bought is, he did mention it on one of his videos actually, the Batman Arkham Knight Special Edition with his mint steelbook. Look at that. Class. Absolutely class. Oh, the disc is like brand new as well. Like it hasn't been played. You know who you are. Yeah, I'm well happy with that. So the reason for this purchase was a YouTube video popped up on my channel, on my feed, and it was like the 15 games you have to play. Like, do not miss these games. They're like the best games of all time. So I was watching that through, and there was a lot of the games I've already played. Well, I say a lot. I think there's about 5 or 6 I'd already played through, and I was like, yeah, they're great games. There was a couple on there that I had but I hadn't played yet, so I was like, well, at least I know I got them. But Batman Arkham Knight was on there, so I thought, oh, I'm going to pick that up and give that a playthrough. And the very next day, Chris said he found that in CEX, so I was like, if you sell it, I'll buy it, and he was selling it, so I bought it. What made me laugh was the other day I was looking, and I do actually own the game. Here, standard edition, obviously, but I'm just going to trade that one into CEX now, so that's a £5 back on that one. I noticed as well the other day that I've got 2 copies of the Uncharted like collection, 1 to 3. So I'm going to trade one of those in as well. So that's another, I believe, £6 voucher. I do have, I still got that Band-Aid DVD thing I bought the other week as well, which is another £7 voucher. So we should have a nice little voucher there, maybe 20 quid or 15 quid. Which is pretty sweet. But thank you for that, Chris, mate. I'm looking forward to playing. I haven't played it. I say I haven't played it. I played it slightly a little bit, probably 10-15 minutes when I first got it. I remember Laura getting me that game actually when I first had my PS4. So I had a go on it and I never went back to it. I really found it hard to get into gaming back then. I don't know why, when I got my PS4, and I was just a Fortnite monster. I was just smashing Fortnite. But I'm going to give it a good go now. Now I'm like really into my gaming and story games and long ass games. So anyway, digressing. This is the main article here. I have opened this by here just to check inside to see if it was what I think it was, and it is. This is the most expensive collector's edition I've ever bought. Might be the most expensive anything I've bought gaming wise, I think, other than like hardware. I think it's better if I pop this down here and then just lift it out. But what we have here is the Resident Evil 7 Biohazard Collector's Edition. I'm super excited to have this. Right, let's adjust this camera slightly. Ooh, a bit too much, I think. How's that looking? There we go. Now, this is what it all comes with. It actually comes with a model of the baker's house, which I think is sick. But as we get into this, I'll explain to you the differences between this and the European version and why I've gone for this version. I just hope it's not broke and it's all in good nick. Instructions: warning, fragile, remove product carefully. Here. Right, so this is what we are greeted with. Right, so we've got a portrait of the Baker family. What a lovely bunch they are. We have a VHS. Pretty sure that opens as well. Yeah, so that is supposed to be in there, right? Obviously it's not. So this is the Derelict House Dune. If you've played this game, you know what this is. This is the video they watch at the beginning. And then it comes with, if I can get it back out, what they put it in there for. This finger. So it's like a posable finger that's a bit all mangled up. But it's also a USB stick, which I think is pretty sick. It is also a key, so if you remember that, if you played the game, you know what all this is about. So one subtle difference here is the European version, the finger's different. It's not all deformed like this and burnt or whatever it is, and it's not posable. It's just a finger. I'll see if I can get a photo up of that, just to show you the difference there. Right, how the hell am I going to open this? Right, I think I'm going to have to pop it down a sec. Whew. Now to the keen-eyed people, you will notice this spot here, this is where the game sits. I have bought this copy without a game. I saved so much more money that way. It's not brand new, obviously, it's second hand. But this is generally going around £600 to £800 mark. Most are around $699. I got this with the exchange rate and stuff. I think I paid $380, which I think is an amazing price. I already have the game. I already have the Steelbook edition, so that can just sit right in there if I wanted it to. I do think that's a real nice touch as well. Even the cardboard has got Resident Evil on it. Biohazard. Oh, this is fragile. This is mental. It's metal. I thought it'd be plastic. That's a hell of a weight. That is crazy. And there we have the Baker's house. Now, reason I went for this rather than the European one. The European one has like a base with like greenery and shrubbery on there. This one doesn't, but this one has a little trick. See that? Pull the chimney off. We're gonna have to go for a take two. How sick is that? So that is the reason I've gone for the American version. It's sick, absolutely sick. How does this go back? I can't believe the weight of that though. That is crazy weight. So yeah, that is the most expensive special edition I've ever bought. Was it worth the risk importing it? Hell yeah. Like I said, I've already got the Steelbook, so, and mine's a PAL, so that's going to sit in here nicely. That is the reason, the main reason I went for the US version rather than the UK or the European, because it's a music box, whereas the UK one isn't. So over the moon with that. I am super over the moon. Yeah, it's great, absolutely great. Let me know what you think. Have any of you got it? Or have you got the European version? Or have you got the American version? Or is it something you want to pick up at some point? But like I said, this is the year. I'm going to try and get all my special editions I want. I've got the Resident Evil 3. I have now got the Biohazard. It is just 2, 4 and Village left. So let's get on with it. Right, I'll thank you all for watching again, as always. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And I shall see you all on the next one. So take care of yourselves, stay safe, and game on.
Big respect to the gamer, name of Wayne. In his world, PlayStation reigns the same, and he's got love for the levels, high score or not. But for now, he'll show you why his collection's hot. Wayne's World! Game City! Play! Game City! Wayne's World! Play! His realm, y'all! His game haven! Right.